It's me, Taehoongie, and today we're going to be rating some Pokemon Masters photos. If you didn't know, Masters now has a photo mode. By heading over to your Poryphone and clicking Photo Creator, you can create photos that accompany your profile. Once you start your photo shoot, you can add up to 3 trainers of your liking. You can change the background, the frame, pose the characters, and add a filter for a finishing touch. When it's published, people can see your photo on leaderboards, in random view, and wherever else you decide to post your grand creation.
Time to turn up the heat!
So, why am I making this video? I personally believe photo mode is an underrated feature. There's a lot of room for creativity, and a lot of photos feature clever callbacks to Pokemon lore. I also appreciate the sentimentality of pictures, how they capture the good, the bad, and the ugly, for us to remember even when we're old. By the way, I'm not going to be rating the photos with any serious criteria. I'll be pointing out the references, what the photographer did cleverly, and by the end, I'll pick my fave. So, let's get into it. As I flipped through leaderboards and random view for photos to rate, I came across Midorashi's photo of Lusamine and Lily. It's smart for 3 reasons. First, it's a great reference to the Sun and Moon games where you encounter Lusamine at Aether Paradise. In the labs, you find her eerily surrounded by frozen Pokemon. Look at that poor Slowpoke. It probably didn't know it was being iced. In the picture, Lily is trapped in ice in a similar way. I guess we can thank her mom for that. Besides, their relationship wasn't the greatest. Second, the frozen effect is achieved in a way that might surprise you. There's no ice block sticker or ice filter. Instead of those, what you're looking at is Caitlin's hair clip. Caitlin from Platinum, Caitlin from Black and White. Normally, she's completely all in pink, but for the picture to work, she has her EX palette on for that perfect bluish ice hue. And lastly, I know it's not a part of the picture technically, but the title, Proud Collection, just brings it all together. It's kind of crazy because it's implying that Lily's a part of her Proud Collection, but it works, right? It kind of makes sense. Mom's kind of crazy. The funny thing too is that the title can only be received by putting 6 of the same plushies or sculptures in the trainer's lodge. And so it's not necessarily connected to the picture, but it's used to great effect. And for that reason, I'm giving this picture 3 frozen Slowpokes out of 3. This next picture is by Kongruki, and it's a great homage to the first season of the Pokemon anime. You have Professor Oak here handing over Pikachu to Ash, who was totally late to getting any of the other starter Pokemon. And it's not going too well, because Pikachu did not like him in the beginning, and so he shocks him like crazy, and that's represented by the frame of this picture. That's not a Pikachu put into the photo, but a frame that you can select, and it kind of looks like Ash is being shocked. That's a great reference, super clever, and I think for this reason, I'm gonna give this one 10 million volt thunderbolts. Next, we have a picture by Luckstar, and I love this one because it has Champion Geeta, her right-hand woman Rika, and our favorite overworked salaryman, Larry. This one's great because it plays upon the relationship that Geeta and Larry have. Larry and Geeta don't have the best working relationship, I think, because I think Larry has some resentment over being, overworked, of not being able to be a normal type Elite Four trainer. And I think Geeta just has high expectations of him regardless. Not to say that they're totally, butting heads all the time, but I kind of like the idea that Rika is just privy to this fiery relationship right here on the side. Maybe Larry would benefit from having a severance package, having your innie Larry work away and your outie Larry just enjoy life at the Treasure Eatery. This picture, pretty great. I give it 3 segments out of 3 segment form de Dunsparces. For the last photo of the day, we have Tanabatta's picture of Bee looking over some chocolates and some candies, and this is such a sweet, no pun intended, reference to her Lee card and her character. She really has a big sweet tooth, and she's trying so hard to keep it a secret. The Lee card says, she's secretly a huge fan of various sweets, and this has recently been found out by her fans. The additional attention has made enjoying sweets a little difficult. And It's kind of like Ball Guy and Lacey are giving her attention, but they're more acting like her angel or her devil, right?
Nope, it's just not right.
Will B surrender to her temptations, or will she be able to steal her mind against these desserts like she does her fists? Actually, she does have a Palentine's, which is Pokemon Masters' version of Valentine's, a Palentine's version of her outfit, where she is actually training her mind against chocolate.
Chocolate? Chocolate! Chocolate!
But Ball Guy is looking quite convincing right now, with both arms and legs open. Anyways, for this, let's give Tanabata 6 arms out of 4 on a Machamp. So which of the photos of the day were my fave? There were a lot of clever references to the games, the characters, and their likes and dislikes. And honestly, I think I will have to give it to... Drumroll please. Midorashi's Lusamine and Lily picture. There's just so much that goes into the construction of this one, and the reference and the title even, just putting it all together. I just can't not give this the #1 spot. But honestly, everyone did such a great job. Not that they know that they're in this competition anyway, but for that reason, I want to invite you all to send me pictures to me through the Bluebird app or through my email down below, and I would love to kind of feature what you've made. The photo mode has so much potential and can really just marry the mobile game to the franchise and its history and allow you to just play around with the wonderful world of Pokemon. So if you got to the end of this video, I would really appreciate a like, a subscribe, and a comment down below with what you might want to see next. If you want to see my other content, you can check out my other channels, and I'll link those here as well. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for playing around with me with Pokemon Masters, and I hope to see you the next time. Bye!